What about this one, right? Have a read of that. Have a look at it. I just want to see if that makes sense, right? Have a look. See if you can do it. I'm going to undo the graph again. So we're here. I would start this question off with a blank graph like that, and we're going to draw on it, right? So how are we going to do this?
Just a question. I don't know if this is right, but would you use the normal CD as well as the inverse?
Maybe. There's loads of different ways you can try and do this, by the way. So do you want to break that down a bit for me? What do you mean?
Well, like I'm not like too sure how you do it, but because they give you one of the numbers, I'm thinking if you do X is greater than 16 using the normal CD, and
Yeah.
then maybe you could do something with the inverse with the X is smaller than A.
Do you know what? I think you're actually right, mate. So what I would do to help expand that a little bit, I would draw the diagram out like this, and I'm just going to draw out what I think this looks like. So 20's in the middle. So do you agree, Jacob? 16 will be, I don't know, somewhere over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I draw that one right there, to have an area of zero point 0.3, I'm just going to make a guess. I think it's probably going to be less than 20. So I don't know. I'm going to say it's like that right there. And that is the number we want to figure out. Does that make sense, mate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're saying, right? In this question, we know this area. Well, what's that area in between, Jacob? Can you tell me?
Just the probability.
Yeah. And what's the probability for this question here? What would that black
Oh,
shade
zero point 0.3,
be?
yeah.
0.3, yeah, spot on. So 0.3. Jacob just had a really good idea there. He said, can we do something to do with that 16 to kind of help us? So I'll see if anyone else can help us out, right? Connor, Nishika, Karthik. Does anyone else want to take what Jacob's just said and expand on it a little bit? What can we try? Nishika, I see you've unmuted your mic twice there, like you want to say something. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm not 100%,
Don't
but
worry.
could you use, sorry, could you use normal CD with just the 16 and
Yeah.
X to work out that area and then minus it from 0.3 and then
Yes.
use inverse normal to
Yeah.
work out the A? That makes sense.
I think you are correct. So let's say I wasn't 100%. Can you explain what would I type in on the normal CD? What would I do?
Would you do zero? No, sorry, wait. Give me,
Go on, have
would
a
you
little
do
think. There's no
six?
rush. I'm just going to draw the diagram in a little bit because you can see all I'm doing here, everyone. I'm filling in this diagram with the little bits and pieces that we've discussed so far, right? So, like we said before, that black area is the area that we're working with in the question, right? They tell us that that's zero point 0.3. And the bit Jacob and Nishika have just been talking about, I've actually shaded it in blue. And this is how
So
you do it. So go on.
would it be the low, sorry, I interrupted you, but would it
Go.
be the lower would be minus 999 as you said,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what
the
I've got.
upper and then the upper would be 16.
Yeah.
Upper round would be 16. And then when you work out that area, you would do 0.3 minus that.
Yeah, so let's pause for 1 second, just write that down, right? So everyone's on the same page. I've just done exactly what Nishika said. I'm on my calculator. I'm on normal CD. The lower bound is a really negative number. And I'll just explain that really quickly in case anyone's thinking, why is he doing minus 999? Here's why. Look at that graph I've drawn out, right? The normal distribution is continuous and it can take any value. So this goes in reality like to minus infinity. It goes forever that way. So we're just picking a really stupidly small number all the way down there. And the reason I said, following on from what Karthik said, right? Why I don't use zero, because it's infinite in both directions. If you use like minus 9,000 and plus 9,000, that's pretty much always going to be a safe bet. All right. So I just thought I'd explain that really quickly. And now we're going to go back to what Nishika was saying. So I've typed that all in on my calculator. And just so I get the same number you get, Nishika, can you tell me what that is?
0.09121.
0.09121. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now we're actually in a position where we can finish this off. Have a guess of what we're going to do now, Nishika.
So you do 0.3 minus 0.09 to get
Okay.
0.208.
Okay.
And then you would go on inverse normal.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm doing it as inverse normal.
Yeah, go
And
on.
you'll type in the area that you just worked out by doing 0.3 minus that.
And then you leave
Um,
everything else the same.
sorry. Oh yeah, and then you would just
Okay.
substitute numbers.
I see
No,
what
wait.
you've done. I
So that
think
wouldn't do right there. I don't think that would be right.
it's not right. What made you say that? Why do you think it's not right?
Because I'm visualizing the graph and I think
Good.
marking.
I'm so happy that you said that. I visualized the graph and something doesn't add up, right? You are so close. I'm really glad for everything you've said so far. You're really close. I'm gonna hand it over. Just open it to the floor and see if anyone else knows before I say it, right? So Nishika's got us like one step away, right? We're really close. And she said, I was visualizing the diagram and something didn't make sense. So this is for Connor, Jacob, and Karthik, or Nishika. If you spot it, let me know. Does anyone know what we're gonna do now? Anyone at all? I'll ask Karthik. I'll check in with you, mate. Any ideas what we would do next?
I'm not too sure.
All right, don't worry. All right, I'll check in with Connor. Any ideas?
No, literally no clue.
All right, don't worry. I just want to make sure though. Do you see how we've got to here, mate?
Yes, yeah, no,
Okay.
it all makes sense up to here. I just don't know the next step.
Perfect. This next step will make sense in a second then. Great. Jacob, what about you? We're right there. We're so close.
No, I don't know.
All right. I want everyone to watch this really carefully, right? I'm going to use pink to do this, right? And I'm going to change the way the question looks just by shading in the graph. And it might make it more apparent what to do. So we've got a blue area and a black area. But I'm going to
Oh
make...
wait, do you add them? Sorry.
You do add them. Why do
I
you
got
add
the
them?
epiphany now.
Good. Why do you add them?
Because that's the area leading up to A.
Exactly. Look at this. Now we've got the full area up to that point, right? And if I just combine these two, right, both of them together is going to be a total area in green of 0.39121. And now you can see we don't need to worry about this 16. All we need to worry about is the green area. So I'll scribble everything else out. And now we should be able to do this with the inverse normal. Is that what you were kind of visualizing, Nishika?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I said minus. I meant add, but I think I just
It's
said the wrong
absolutely
word.
fine. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. All right. So let's type that in now and see what we get. So the area I want everyone to do this on your calculator. The area is 0.39121. And then everything's the same. Sigma is 3, mu is 20. If you type that in, we should get an answer of 19 point, what does it say? 2 decimal places. So over here, I would say A is equal to 19.17. And if you look at the graph, that makes sense. I guessed that it was going to be a bit below 20, and it is. All right. So we got there in the end. And I'm going to check just one by one as we go if this makes sense now, because Connor said, yeah, everything makes sense up to there. Same with Jacob, same with Karthik. So I'm just going to check in again. And I'll go through one by one. So Karthik, do you see why we added them and what we've done there?
Yeah.
Does it make 100% sense?
Yeah.
Great. So nothing you want to ask. That makes perfect sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. What about you, Connor? Anything you want to ask about that?
No, that was like I had like an original idea that was
Yeah.
what we were going to do, and then I went back on it and thought of something else, and then I all just got confused. But it does all make sense, yeah.
Brilliant. So you kind of thought we were going to do something like that originally, but you kind of doubted yourself or something.
Yes, completely that, yeah.
Well, we've got it now. Hopefully that makes perfect sense, mate. Thank you.